drop down. All right, next we're gonna do some knee raises. Drop
All right, what's up guys? Coach Josh Piner here. I'm gonna talk to you guys a little bit on the importance of skill work. So skill work has a few benefits. One being get better at whatever skill it is you're trying to work on. Two, it helps you with some of the more advanced movements later on down the road. And three, it gives you body awareness, and body awareness has a few added benefits as well. So one, when you're working on skill work, for me, I like to do the gymnastic stuff, so when I'm working on skill work, it can look like toes to bar, handstand push-ups, handstand walking, bar muscle-ups, stuff like that. So obviously when you are working at that skill, you're trying to get better at whatever that is. Now, unfortunately, when we do some skill work in class, we don't have a ton of time to work on it. Let's say we're doing bar muscle-ups for the day. Sometimes we may do 15-20 minutes of skill work, and then sometimes we dedicate a whole day to doing skill work on bar muscle-ups. However, one skill work session per month isn't really enough to really progress in a certain movement. However, good news, 10 minutes a week can really go a long way in practicing skill work and getting better at that movement. So let's say you want to get better at handstand walking. I would suggest coming in Tuesdays, right before class, 10 minutes, start doing some handstand walking drills, whatever you is appropriate for you, and that you'll see some major gains in just a few months. Second thing is that when you're practicing skill work, it actually will help you down the road. So a progression would be pull-ups. As you're learning kipping pull-ups, those can lead into kipping chest to bar. After you've gotten kipping chest to bar down, that can lead into bar muscle-ups. As you get better at whatever that skill is, it can lead into those more advanced movements. And third, this is the most important one to me, and that is that you develop body awareness when you're practicing skill work. So body awareness is knowing basically where your body is at all times. Spatial awareness is kind of where your body is in a situation or in a space. And body awareness is important because even though we're super fit right now and we're doing all kinds of stuff, flipping upside down, 40, 50 years from now, we may not be doing some of those advanced things. However, sometimes that body awareness can come into play. So let's say tomorrow you're walking down the street, having a trip and fall, no big deal. Pick yourself up, keep walking. 40, 50 years from now, you go trip and fall, that can be detrimental, that can be a big deal. However, knowing how to fall can be a big thing. In the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu that we did some falling drills, and what you're trying to do is basically take that vertical impact and stretch it across into more horizontal impact so you can kind of minimize the damage. And so when you're older, knowing how to fall is a really, really good skill. And it's not something when you're falling, you can be like, oh, this is what I need to do. It just needs to be like muscle memory, like riding a bike, you just roll out of it and you pop right back up. So that's one big added benefit. Another one is, excuse me, is technique in other movements. So when you start to do some skill work and you video yourself and you can kind of get that profile view, what you'll notice is for a lot of us, for example, we'll take toes to bar. A lot of us have one foot that will go back farther than the other. And so that may not be a big deal for toes to bar when we're doing our kipping, but like when we're doing a kipping pull-up or even a kipping muscle-up, if we have one leg that's kicking harder than the other in our kip, that means that one arm is having to work harder than the other. Now we've got an imbalance. And so when you start to really dive into these deep skills and really videoing yourself and kind of like seeing what you're doing, it can lead into you noticing some little imbalances here and there, and so it can improve your overall fitness. That's it. Appreciate it, guys.
Dang, with the walk-off. Love it.
One take.